Hello and welcome to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of Race Centre's Race to Reality. I'm your host tonight, Sebastian Murray Worsberg, and joining me I've got a couple of guys in the box tonight. And one of our new commentators, Scott Griffiths. How are you, Scotty?
I'm well, Seb. How you going?
I'm good, mate, good. And also joining in the box tonight is our regular in the series, Rob Hartley. How are you, Rob?
Very good, Seb. How are we going tonight?
Yeah, great. And just trying to get some live pictures through on the Race to Reality. And how you boys been finding the series so far?
The new format should work well. Hopefully, Shane's got onto something, and looks like we've got some good drivers in the field tonight. From looks of it, qualifying's quite close.
Yeah, it's been a great series to watch. It's a fantastic opportunity for everyone out there watching you. This is a Race Centre putting on a competition to give away a seat into actually driving a real race car, a Aussie racing car at Homebush for the final V8 Supercar Championship round later this year. So. Great opportunity. We're broadcasting the iRacing heats at the moment. With the they've got a R Factor. That's the word I'm looking for. They've got an R Factor Championship. They've got Hot Lap Championships, install competitions, and other things, all to get yourself a golden ticket into the final, which will be held later on in the year. I'm not 100% on dates, but. We've got 3 more rounds after this one for the iRacing final, and then it's all on to the R-Factor side. So, very exciting opportunity for a driver to get into a real racing car.
It is. It's pretty amazing. It's unreal that anyone sitting at home with a rig, with a computer, can get into a real life race car for just for being just a run-of-the-mill average Joe, like myself. I've never dreamed to get into something like this, but luckily it's opened up so at least second place can get in there, and that's given me the chance from last week. So.
That's right. You raced last week, didn't you, Rob?
I've had a few races in this series of Race to Reality. It's pretty enjoyable in the Legends car, especially here at Lime Rock last time. But I was just picked up the line by Chris Tanner. Teammate, so that was a great race, and so it's good to see these cars back here. It should be an interesting and close race, I would hope.
These MX-5s. There's not many people out there that wouldn't actually know how to drive this thing fast. It's a great car. It's the standard rookie car for the roadside of iRacing. So it's the first car you get into when you join the iRacing service. A lot of fun. It's quite nimble, very agile, and put it where you want it to put it, but it's also got the potential to cause some issues with some oversteer and other things. So puts on great racing. And,
for little as $5, you can enter this series, and most guys would have started out in this MX-5, and Lime Rock's probably one of the first tracks you had to run around, so they can still probably jump in at this hour.
Yeah, I'd like to jump in the MX-5. We had a little bash around the MX-5 on the weekend, just for a bit of fun, and it actually surprised me. It's been quite a while since I've come out of my rookie series, and jumping back in the car, I forgot how much fun it is. It's just zippy little thing. As we're having a look at Andrew Lee, who's currently sitting in second place. He was an unfortunate victim last week. He was trying to battle for the lead with Josh Muggleton and ended up having one of those snap oversteers and found the wall at Oran Park, so he would have been a bit upset with himself.
Yeah, he was going really well, keeping the pressure on to Josh Muggleton at the time, I believe, and just got it wrong, and slid into the wall there. Good for me, not so good for Kim. It's interesting here, just looking at it now, there's only a second the top 5 drivers here, so it's looking like it's going very interesting.
Yeah, it's a very fast track. It's actually only one real place. So, Robbie Tomei practicing pit entry in a bit of a creative format. I don't think that's going to go down too well by the race stewards, but It's one of those tracks where you're only really braking for turn 1 and maybe just a little for the final turn.
A little bit in the final turn, a little bit in the second last one as well, just to sort of bring the nose around a little bit. It's, you can get a fair bit of understeer in this thing if you're going a bit too hot into the corners, but other than that, the major braking point is right where Michael Manley's just gone through there. So
having a look at our fellow commentator Desmond Hallen, he was a late entry into the series. He was going to commentate with us, and then we're like, mate, you go out there, have a bit of fun, and see how you go. And he's like, all right, thanks guys, and jumped out of the comms box and down into the driving seat. So we might actually see if we can jump on board with Desi as he goes to start a hot lap. So coming down into this turn 1, from memory, you brake about the 4 to 3 mark. No, he's gone down, right down to the 2, so he knows. Comes down, hold it in tight, let it drift. Well, no, and he spun it. There we go.
Put the curse right on him right there. Perfect.
He'll be proud of me.
Too many brave feels.
Oh, here we go. Andrew Lee. He'll give us a nice hot lap for us. See if we can jump on board with him. So, yeah. Oh, a bit of curb there. So drifted out wide, just wide enough so you don't touch the dirt. Drifted back in. Hold it in tight. Get down the power. Keep it in. Just drift off. Give it a little dab to get the nose in. Come in, lift off again with the, just get the nose through, hit the power hard coming out of this onto the back straight. I think it's technically known as no name straight. This is quite an interesting corner. Give it a little, come in. You actually get a little bit of air as you come over that crest, and that'll be an off track for Andrew, I'd imagine, but he's kept into it. Just a touch of brake, just get the nose in, run real wide, use all that curb on the outside there. And then again with this final corner, he's just giving it a little lift, get nice and wide, touch the dirt, and there you go, there's a lap of Lime Rock Park.
He's actually recorded a time too, so it may not have been an off track up the top there.
Yeah, that's surprising. It looked like he did stay in it though, so might have just been enough that it didn't count as an off track.
It is worth staying in it with these things. The tyres generally don't go off that badly, so if you have a little bit of a moment, you might as well just keep going. It's a short enough track.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's a good opportunity to see the car getting airborne on TV2 coming over that hill. Stuart Vaughan has to pull out of it. And while I've got the opportunity, we'll give a quick shout out to everyone in Race Centre on the Gold Coast and in Sydney. I hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast and enjoying the rigs. I know they're a good bit of fun kit to get out there and have a play on. I haven't had the opportunity myself personally, but from everything I've heard, they look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a chance to have a skid down there a few weeks ago, and Shane, and there's actually another iRacer, Matt, that works there, and it was a great little night.
Yeah, I know the few of the iRacing regulars and the Top Split V8 boys ended up having a gathering at Race Centre in Sydney about a month or two ago now, and ended up going out and having a few beers afterwards and had a lot of fun with it.
Yes, that was the night I was there.
Oh,
It's
fantastic.
quite fun with Emo and Madison, Muggo, and the Hammer.
Yeah. Sure, it naturally would have turned into a competition straight away.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty much a competition, and it was just me getting like lapped every second lap. It was I need to find some road racing talent somewhere.
Now, Scott, while I got a chance, you're coming to join the team for the Grand Am from next week, I believe, or is it this week? I'm not 100%.
Yeah, that's the size of it. Hopefully I'll be on here tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I ran
good.
the series last year and last season, and I thought I'd have a chance to get in the commentator box. You guys sound like you have a lot of fun, and I put my voice out there for you.
It's good having you on board, mate. You know you've been hanging around the last couple of weeks trying to get your head around what we do here at V8 Online, so it's definitely good to have you on board. As actually qualifying's coming to an end. We've only got, is that Daniel Bryant on a hot lap? I don't know if he's actually got time. John O'Barry's in the pit lane, so it might just be Daniel, but he's trundling around rather slow, but that's nothing unusual for Daniel. Let's see.
At the moment, it looks like we've got Andrew Lee on the pole from Stuart Vaughan and Michael Manley.
Yeah, got the... Yeah. I've pressed the wrong button. There we go. Quality results. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, Andrew Lee from ANZ, he has pole at the moment. And Stuart Vaughan's done a good time to only 400ths of a second behind Andrew Lee's time. So that could prove to be a good battle. Michael Manley in third, Robbie Tomei in fourth, Russ Green in fifth, John O'Barry sixth, Desmond Hallam in seventh. Jay Kennedy, the voice of V8's online, V8 Monday V8s, is in 8th, and Daniel Bryant is in 9th place. So, looking like it's going to be an interesting race as we get ready to go into race mode now. As the drivers start to take to the grid.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good little battle. It's quite hard to get a breakaway down that here.
These cars, they don't have much horsepower, but you can break it into wheel spin off the line, so they're not the easiest thing to get racing. We saw it at Race of Champions a couple of weeks ago at Spa. We had a few guys who were just struggling to get it off the line, even with the downhill, so should prove it.
Sorry, Seb. Yeah,
You're
exactly right. You can, if you drop the clutch, just wheel spin for the length of the straight if you really want to. But I think with the minimum amount of practice that these guys have had, we might see some of it here.
Green, green, green.
Looks like they're away with Andrew Lee getting the jump.
All fairly clean through turn one.
Yeah, Steve Vaughan jumping into second from Michael. Andrew already looking to stretch the legs of the little Mazda. Hitting into No Name Straight as named by Sam.
Yeah. Here we go, over this hill. Oh.
Up over the rise, they're all getting a little bit sideways.
Such an easy place to make a mistake there as we flick back to Robbie Tomei, currently in 4th place.
Yeah, you can make so much time or lose so much time on that corner there.
Good first lap from the drivers. Everyone's gone away clean as they have a look at Robbie Tomei being harassed by Russ Green at the moment. So a little bit of a battle forming down the back of the pack. Andrew Lee's managed to get himself out to a 1.3 second gap already. And good first lap from Andrew.
Yeah, great lap. All kind of finding their feet at the moment.
The beauty of this race is it's nice and long. It's 40 minutes. It's a short track, so there's going to be some fatigue set in. There'll be some mistakes, which should bring everybody closer together. Oh, in the background, Desi run into Jono.
Oh, we've got cars
Teammates.
everywhere.
It's my teammates into the wall. And they're not on team speed together, so there's no abuse.
Have to settle that down on the track, boys. Oh, Desi looks like he's got the crowd. He's got to go again. He's trying to get back to pit lane. These guys, they do have a quick toe as such to get the car straight. But tell you what, the battle for first and second is not over. Stuart Wood has put in a great lap last lap to pull in Andrew Lee. Gap down to 0.5 of a second now.
Rob, what are these cars like over the 40 minutes? Do they drop off much in tyre performance, or?
Not a great deal. They might get a little bit more understeer, a little more than normal, but well, Oran Park's probably not a good test for it. Whereas here, they'll start to feel it on that last turn onto the straight. If they miss their turn in point a little bit, they're going to end up out on the grass. Same with up and over the hill. If they get that wrong, they're going to end up in the wall. So yeah, it dies off a little bit, but probably just depends on how much they manage the tyres, how much they predict them going off, I guess.
Yeah, no. If you lock it up or slide them too much, they do overheat a little bit, and just makes it that little bit harder to stay consistent and smooth. Good fun car though. Oh, Stuart Vaughan, they really attacking that curb at the second last turn there to come under the bridge.
Yeah, Stuart looks like he's pulling up onto Andrew Lee's bumper.
That gap was out to about 1.4 seconds earlier, but Andrew not quite really. Oh, he gets a little bit wrong in turn one there again.
Lee just under half a second now.
It's pretty close for third and fourth too. Michael Manley, Robbie Tomei. There's only about 0.3 between them.
Michael Manley having gotten that move done on Robbie Tomei last lap, I think it was. So good performance from Michael Manley. Robbie just touches the grass before the bridge there. I want to be careful. It's so easy to just unsettle the car a little bit there. You are changing direction. You are going over a bit of a crest, and if you unload the tyres, you can quite easily end up out in the fence. As we have Desmond Hallam back out on track with a new car after traversing the pit lanes. He'll have his eyes set on one man, and that's John O'Barry.
Yeah, John hasn't had a good night. He got taken out in the truck race earlier. Now he's had another shot by his own teammate in the Mazda race.
Yeah, I was having a quick chat to him between the broadcasts, and he said that it was very similar to how I must feel in real life, that crash he had at Michigan Speedway. It just went quiet for him the moment he left the ground, and then suddenly there was this almighty crash as he sort of came back into reality and hit the ground and rolled it. So it's very similar to what you experience in real life in a sense.
And it's typical of Jono as well. He does nothing in a subtle way, so why not crash as big as you can? Stuart Vaughan's dropped that gap back down. It's right on the tail of Andrew Lee.
He's down to 0.1 of a second. Vaughan seems to be the fastest car on the track at the moment.
Certainly is looking that way. He gave Andrew Lee a little bit of a look there just to let him know he's in the mirrors.
They really get into that curb coming into the second last corner. One of them was say, "Oh, Andrew Lee's runoff coming off the last corner. Give a chance for Stuart to get a run on him."
This battle's definitely heating up. They still got 32 minutes left in this race. Oh, excuse me, 32 minutes left in this race. So Stuart looking to come in late in this series and put his name really in contention.
Andrew seems to have the legs over him over the first couple of turns, and then Stuart really gets a run on him after that.
Stuart sticking his nose out, thinking about making a move into the no name straight. Sorry, Get the gearbox on Andrew Lee's car. You get a bit of sense of the speed these cars are going at. They're not slow. So you're doing 160 kilometers, 170 coming out the last turn. Stewart has a run. Will he dive to the inside? Andrew covers. And this is all playing into Michael Manley's hands, who's in third place and actually just keeping it consistent. It's actually not too far behind, only 3.7 seconds now behind the leader.
He seems to have pulled away from Tomei just a little bit there. Oh, Andrew Lee getting it sideways over the hill.
It's such a hairy moment. You want to keep your foot planted and maintain your speed, but you got to lift off and just let the car settle before you can get back on the power.
It's a weird feeling too, because the steering gets light and it's not that much fun. It's actually scary as in the V8, as you know. We've had a couple of races here in the V8 supercar. It's I believe we're never again returning, but it's a scary hill. It's a scary hill.
Most certainly is.
Hope. I can still remember Madison's qualifying lap from last year. That was just unbelievable. Or last season.
I believe the words for that were committed.
There are Madison Downs' catchphrase word, I think it is. He actually posted a photo on Facebook with actually on his qualifying lap, all four wheels off the deck coming over that hill. So
that's got to be an off-track, doesn't it? Sure.
I think technically it is, but no, maybe not in iRacing's book. So
it's been having some Red Bull, gave him some wings.
It's Andrew Lee again, touching the dirt coming out of that final corner. Stuart Vaughan really got the taste for this victory here.
We still get a bit over 25 minutes to go.
29 minutes race time left, so which is so only 10 minutes into this race, and fatigue will start to come into play a little bit with these boys racing so hard. I mean, they've got to remember that it's the first two positions that count, so they won't want to take each other out, but they still want to stake their dominance and take that victory.
Once you're out there, it's get in front or it's nothing.
Wreckers or checkers, as they like to say in NASCAR.
What was Ricky Bobby's? If you ain't first, you ain't you're last.
Yeah, so looking forward during the week. Tomorrow we've got the Grand Am. I'm just going to double check where they're at. They're hang on.
Kansas. Is it from Kansas?
Kansas, that's it. Kansas road course.
This would be quite interesting. I haven't had a chance to have a run around that layout just yet. Last week's race was one to watch. The McLaren battle up front with Justin and Scotty McLaughlin was amazing. Hopefully we get them both back in for this week.
Yeah, we saw some great racing. We've seen some good racing actually both rounds this season with the Grand Am. So it's good to see as these getting some good racing on screen at the moment. But I went out and did a couple of laps today in the McLaren to just see how the track is, and tell you what, there might only be a few corners with the majority of the oval track, but it's quite tricky getting down into turn one. There's two lines. One, you can hang out wide out on the start of the banking and then come down, but you've got a really hard transition between the actual track and then onto the apron, as they call it, as you try and turn into turn one to go into the infield. Or you can hang it on the apron and get a smoother run, but you have to brake earlier to slow your car down because you've got a tighter line. So it'll be interesting to see the different lines. Stuart Vaughan's really got a good run here.
Oh, he could have it
It's
done.
a great run. You could get it done going into turn 1 here.
Oh, definitely.
He's right alongside at the moment.
Oh, Andrew Lee breaks late. He's going to hang it around the outside. Side by side coming through here. If Andrew can hold on to it, he's going to have the ideal run into this next turn. And Stuart just backs out of it, realising hasn't quite got the move done. So good bit of driving from these two.
Ooh, just as
Wow,
he
he
gets
runs off the track. Runs off the track into No Name Street.
Oh, just having a look here. We've got Jay Kennedy with Daniel Bryant, and is that John O'Barry in there as well? Daniel and Jono laps down.
Nothing good can come from this, can it?
These boys, they're all on TeamSpeak together, so I'm sure there'll be Daniel Bryant dives underneath Jay.
Daniel chucks it in. Jono's having a shot as well.
Oh, Jono's going to have a go at Jay. Jay's the only one on the lead lap, and the other boys are fighting for tooth and nail for the position over him.
Desi's not too far behind the battle either.
No, he's looking to see these boys battle as top V8 online honours they're looking for. Oh, there's contact, Jay! He holds on to it. Oh, good catch there by Jay.
How did he hang on to that?
Quickly look up front. Stuart Vaughan still hasn't managed to get past Andrew Lee, so this battle continuing.
Desi's caught up to them now.
He'll be looking at retribution on John O'Barry, his teammate in front of him. Their earliest contact.
There it is from the, we'll call it from the pit garages, but it's actually the in-game chat. It's Desi had a wheel failure, hence his off-track excursion and running back into Jono. So.
It's interesting. He was made mention of it earlier today that he's been having a few wheel drummers and losing force feedback in it. There's contact there. They're too wide, 2x2.
Jay giving Daniel the front draft, and it's worked out real bad for him.
Oh, Jono's had to take to the grass. Good show, boys.
Stuart Vaughan's gotten around Andrew Lee.
Oh. And they're going to come up on this battling pack in a second.
They are too, they're not far behind.
I'll see if I can find a replay of that overtake. Whereabouts was it? So a little bit further back.
Looks like it was coming into turn 1 again. Stuart actually stuck it down there and made it stick.
So I got him. Here we go. I got the replay. So coming through the second last corner, he's all overtake moves. They penultimate at turn 1, but they start coming through this final turn as we see Stuart would just get a good run, stick to the draft as long as possible, pulls out of it, gets well up beside him before the braking marker as well. So Andrew Lee tried to hang on outside there, but move done. Good move by Stuart. Let's go back to live pictures. Check out Jay Kennedy.
Oh, and Andrew Lee, he had a go while you were looking at that replay at Stuart again, but couldn't quite get around him.
I think Des just had may have just had another wheel failure.
Easy again. You might have called it quits. We might see if we can steal our fellow commentator and broadcaster into the bar.
That certainly looked like a wheel failure. He just went straight ahead.
I believe we got Desi in the box. Desi, you got us?
Yeah, mate, I do. I'll just put you on voice activation because my button is no longer working.
Not having a good night there, mate. A couple of wheel failures by the looks of it.
Yeah. Oh, well, you get those things with the MX-5. Quality built.
we're just giving it raps for being such a fun car to drive. And see some great racing from Stuart Vaughan and Andrew Lee up front here.
Yeah, I've been watching them come up, but more concentrated on catching up to the boys in front, trying to have some fun.
Was there a few words exchanged between you and your teammate after that contact?
No, I was trying to get to him to let him know that I wasn't actually intentional.
Certainly sounded like he believed you too.
Looks like Michael Mullaney's just had an accident, boys. He's just popped out in the pits.
Oh, see if I can find something about that. Coming towards the hill. He's... no, it's not there. He may hold on to that. I thought he was going to get that loose, but... Second last turn.
I'm not sure what's happened there.
Looks like he got a bit wide and just parked it.
Yeah. It does look like his car is crabbing a little bit. And,
I can see in that race chat he's saying race over bed steering.
oh, unlucky for Michael Manley. As we see, Stuart Vaughan and Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee with the benefit this time coming into turn 1. Here we go. Keep it together, boys. Great
Stuart,
move there.
Andrews.
Very smart, just letting him through there. No point fighting it with 20 minutes still to go.
Yeah, like we said, these top 2 positions are the ones that'll go through, but these boys still want that top spot honours.
Quite sure Robbie Tomei is hoping they dice a little bit more.
Well, that's it, boys. I'm officially dead in the water.
Oh. Unlucky, mate. So, now, Stuart Vaughan, will he have a look into turn 1 this time? I think he will.
Let's have another crack.
This is going to be a matter of you don't want to be leading at the start of the last lap because you want to get the lead on the last lap. These boys keep changing positions. This is great racing.
It's like a battle at Talladega in the truck series later in the year.
Speaking of the trucks, what a race we had tonight. That was some incredible action. These trucks are really putting on a good show for us.
Yeah, they looked way loose all over the place after a couple of laps. It's a shame that we lost a few early.
I must be driving them wrong. They tightened up after a few laps for me, so. But then again, I'm a few splits down, further down, so.
Working on your oval R rating, trying to get up into that top split for the broadcaster race, Rob?
Giving it a go. It's good to have high strength races because you get more Aussies in there and there's less lag with the overseas drivers, so you tend to get cleaner racing. It's especially important in ovals where there's any kind of lag over the internet, and you'll get netcode dramas and you can't really race close and hard. At least not as well.
Yeah, it's one of the things we have to deal with being a online sim racing. It's net comes into play with these sort of things. So netcode is what we like to call when iRacing tries to assume where the cars are because of lack of net connection, and then a contact happens when it looks like there wouldn't have been. So Stuart Vaughan still leading over Andrew Lee. Man,
It looked like he was teasing him going down the front straight that lap.
Just getting a bit of fresh air into the vents.
I've had some great races myself in this car at this track. It's all about, it's just keeping that momentum in this car. It doesn't have a lot of power, so it'll easily lose speed if you get a bit of a slide going. So Andrew Lee thinks about. Oh, I thought about poking the nose in there coming into that second last turn.
Tell you what, that's a tough place to put a pass on too.
Andrew's right up behind him again.
You poke it down in turn 1. He's up side by side. Stewart's shown that he can hold it all around the outside, so is Andrew. So move done. Andrew Lee takes the top spot this time.
It's great racing. They've got a lot of respect for one another. Been many a Mazda race here that you probably get jammed in by another driver trying to pass it there.
Don't forget, boys, both of these drivers, if they do finish, will go through to the final.
We haven't made mention of that. Just having a look at Stuart Vaughan's history. He's not a bad steerer. He's what's he's been doing? He's doing a lot of Mazda Cup, so he's obviously very familiar with this car at the moment. And he's looks like he's only just well, he's been a member in iRacing since 2010, so he's fair share of driving. Does obviously love the racing the Mazda, so showing he's got some talent in it. Oh, looks like we've lost Daniel Bryant now as well from the race, so as Jay Kennedy or John O'Barry had an input there. Actually, oh, Andrew Lee getting harassed by Stuart Vaughan.
I think you'll find, Seb, that Daniel actually lost it going over the hill, so...
He done it all by himself, has he?
Yeah, unfortunate for the boys.
Got it all messed up coming over the crest.
Looked like Stuart was thinking about making a move there into turn 1, but thought better of it.
We've actually got Jono and Jay going at it again.
These boys have been racing against each other while not racing against each other all race long, so... Jono's technically on the same lap as Jay at the moment, but although another lap down to the race leaders. As here we go again, Andrew Lee, Stuart Vaughan.
Stuart got an awesome run off last turn once again. Easily gets a pass down.
Oh. Another clean move by Stuart. Oh, Andrew Lee looks to dive back up in the inside of him coming into turn 2, but thinks better of it.
These two are cleared out from third place, man.
They've got now 14 seconds ahead or thereabouts. And like 14 or 15 back to Russ Green, who's just putting in steady laps, keeping it consistent.
Yeah, both the front two are still dropping their laps in the 59s, but the others have slipped into the 1 minute, so...
It's a testament to the strength of these cars and these tyres when two guys are racing this hard and they can continue punching out lap after lap after lap, consistent lap times, as we see another move by Andrew Lee this time.
These guys have coordinated this, haven't they? Surely.
Working out it might be a faster to just slipstream past each other down the straight for lap time. So,
wonder if there's any money changing hands on who gets to lead the last lap. Wow, Andrew quite wide off going up the hill there.
Oh, and again.
Oh, stupid, right off the track.
So far we've got 3 retirements in this race. Daniel Bryant, Michael Manley and Desmond Hallen with the wheel failure, unfortunately, but now we got the pleasure of him in the air-conditioned com box.
Yeah, about 10 minutes to go in the race as well.
Just looking through the finalists that are already into the iRacing final, it's a pretty epic field, if I do say so. Madison Down, George Maris, Justin Ruggier, Mitch Aberhall, Sean Kelly, Mitch McLeod, Terry Nightingale, Chris Tarrant, Brad Ryan, Phil Rockstra, Josh Muggleton, Robert Tomei, and Luke Emerton have the wildcard entries, and I think I'll be at the back of that field.
That's interesting. So Robbie Tomei's already scored himself a seat in the final. That's I didn't realise that. That's good to hear.
It looks like he's scored the bridesmaid wildcard holder, which, if I remember the rules correctly, is granted to the person that finishes with the highest number of points or the most consistent finish. So enters the most races and finishes them. So,
Oh, that's good to see.
yes, it's the person who accumulates the most points over 20 races without actually it's got the bridesmaid entry already. Anyone else is going to catch
it. Oh, sorry, Stuart Vaughan just straddling that curb there, coming towards the last corner.
He's pulled that almost 0.8 of a second gap in.
He looks to make a move into turn 1 again. He gets in there, both on the brakes. Nice. Sure, pulls out of it. It's been incredible racing as we tick under 10 minutes to go now.
Only other battle on the track is the Kennedy versus Barry battle.
Here comes Stuart Vaughan again. Oh, he's got a great exit of the final turn. Here comes side by side down to 1. There's a potential move there for a drag to the finish line at the last lap. So Stuart Vaughan takes over the race lead again. So tomorrow night we've got our Grand Am, obviously, and then Monday night we've got the V8s. Now,
Barber, I think it's Barber Motorsport Park this week, isn't it?
it is Barber Motorsport Park.
I'm quite glad to get away from VIR last week.
Yeah, VIR put on a great show for us, but Barber last season was such a fantastic track in both the Grand Am and the V8s last season. So definitely looking forward to seeing the V8s go back there again. Really fun track. A lot of bumps and undulations and overtaking opportunities. So I think we actually saw Josh Muggleton and Madison Down battling the entire race long for top honours in that race. So looking forward to heading there again on Monday night.
You see how the car holds up after the off-season changes to it.
Oh, they definitely went the right direction this season with the changes. The car's a lot more stable to drive for newcomers, and it's a lot closer in setup. So we're seeing the fields with a lot of drivers out there getting really good results, personal best results, and stuff out there. So saw it in Virginia with who was it now? I don't have the information in front of me. Jay Kennedy's the man with the stats as we see Andrew Lee take over the lead of the race again.
Jams it in there once they get into turn 1.
So with 6.5 minutes to go, they're probably going to have this 6 laps. They're still... Oh no, they've just fallen into the 1 minutes now, so they're probably looking at about 6 laps to go. See, if they'll cross the line with 5.5 minutes, thereabouts, and that will mean they'll be about 6 laps at the line, should be.
You're pretty close to that. Do you sit back and relax for the 5.5 laps, or...
No, we've seen
trying to get that little break?
Stuart Vaughan's not sitting back and relaxing. He's attacking down into turn 1 again. I can picture these boys now. They're going to have a grin ear to ear doing this race. It's incredible driving.
Race chat though. Sounds like they're having a lot of fun.
Of course, next week they head to the Charlotte Oval course, but the actual road course on the inside of that oval, so that's actually a fun track, especially in the MX-5.
Yes, you can get a great tote going on down on the oval part there.
Something's happened to Robbie Tomei. He's finding himself in the pits, and so does John O'Barry. So, have those two had a coming together?
I think you'll find that Tomei's just gone in for fresh tyres for the hell of it.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, it looks like he's just come off the last turn and said, oh, well, let's get some fresh rubber on.
Get out there and have a bit of fun. Well, he's still stationary, so is he accidentally putting too much fuel in? I know this car doesn't have the fastest rate of fuel entry. There's Stuart Vaughan has pulled out a bit of a gap now to Andrew Lee, so...
And these drivers...
Sorry, Rob. 0.3 last lap.
They're certainly relaxing a little bit too much. Stuart Vaughan's just commenting on the number of bugs on his windscreen.
Yeah, all right, let's...
And John O'Barry's just gone straight ahead at turn 1, put it out, put his race out of his misery.
3 minutes 50 seconds as they cross the line. We're on board with Stuart Vaughan now. It's a pretty filthy windscreen at the moment, so...
It's going to be a race on between Kennedy and Tomei too. Oh, no, it's not.
So we only got 5 cars left out of the 9-car field left running, but we still got this great battle up front. And they should cross...
Yeah, we got Jay up to 4th.
If something were to happen to Stuart or Andrew, we could see Jay sneaking into the iRacing final. Wouldn't that be something to talk about?
Not with driving like that.
He's just gone sideways across the grass, cut off a few extra high-hanging leaves there.
We might need to go get a replay. We can't have Jay having an off without a replay of it.
Yeah, turn 2, mate.
You're going
or
here.
1, whatever you want to call it.
It's coming down into 1 now, braking and...
Bit hot into the first corner.
Yep, mows the grass, helps the innkeeper, helps the groundskeeper out.
keeps him in a job for another week.
A long way to go to enter the drift competitions there, Jay.
We're actually on the penultimate lap at the moment, so
Stuart just leading.
now we'll get. There'll be 2 laps to go as they cross the line.
I reckon there'll be 1 lap to go.
33 seconds to go.
No, this will be 2 laps. I'll get white flag next time by. With a minute 50 to go.
It's 10 seconds to go, actually, there, Director.
Mine is saying a minute 50. You sure you got the right information? Remember that?
Maybe I've got the old way of doing it.
Yeah, remember the timer, iRacing timer starts when they start gridding up, but the race time
Sorry.
doesn't start till.
Alright, my bad.
Well, I learned something new today.
Yeah, so the iRacing timer starts ticking down when they start taking to the grid. But here comes Stuart.
Andrew, a big sideways.
This will be right where Vaughan wants to be, though.
Apologies, my overlays have stopped working.
Oh, Lee. Big defend.
Runs the inside line into turn 1. They have taken a white flag now, well, looks of it.
Yeah, this will be the final lap, so it's game on. These boys will be pushing hard. Who's got to... As long as they both keep it on track, they're both through to the iRacing final, but... Who will get on?
Things have happened.
Coming over the hill for the last time. Andrew Lee does seem to have pulled out a little bit of a gap. Can he keep it clean through these last 2 turns?
Kennedy's actually slipped to 5th again.
Andrew Lee comes out of the final corner. He's got to take the win in Heat 12. Heat 12 of the Race Centre Race to Reality series. Good bit of driving there from these 2 boys.
It was definitely exciting to watch.
Brilliant drive, start to finish. I don't know how many times they changed lead. That was incredible.
Might be able to see how many laps led each driver had. Russ Green is coming around towards the final corner for the final time. So Robbie Tomei will come home in 3rd place. He's coming towards the final corner just in front of Russ. No, sorry, just behind Russ. So Russ takes out 3rd place with Robbie Tomei after. Decided to pit lane and get some fresh tyres in 4th. And Jay Kennedy.
It's giving us a bit of a show on the front straight.
He's having a drift session. I don't know, Jay. That's you're gonna have to try harder than that to impress. Oh, he's got to put it into the wall. Oh, there we go.
The grass, there we go.
Get a replay of that. Go one more time, a little bit back. Incredible racing at the front. It's been a good night for racing overall. We had the trucks put on a hell of a show. We got the big one tonight with who was it? That was Tony Autridge, sorry, getting loose, and then John O'Barry and a few other big names getting involved.
Yeah, Tony got off scot-free on that one.
Well done to Andrew Lee. We'll quickly run through the race results. So Andrew Lee takes the win for the series, for the heat. Stuart Vaughan, after a great race, managed to come home 2nd place. There you go. We had Andrew leading for 26 laps and Stuart for 14. So out of 40 laps, that's almost 50-50 races laps led. Russ Green comes home in 3rd place, Robbie Tomei in 4th, Jay Kennedy in 5th, John O'Barry in 6th after deciding to bin it. Daniel Bryant in 7th, Michael Manley in 8th, and Desmond Hallam in 9th with a wheel failure.
Woo, yeah, woo. The crowd goes
It's
wild.
a likely excuse there, Desi.
You're quite welcome to come around and try it. It's dead. Can you hear it? It's dead.
But anyway, we might wrap that up, boys. So thanks for joining me in the box, Scott.
No worries, Seb. Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure, and thanks for joining us as well, Rob.
No worries, Seb. Thanks for having us. Aircon's good in here.
Yeah, it's nice and fresh, and big thanks to Race Centre for putting this series on. Make sure you head to their website, racecentre.com/race-to-reality. If you want to get involved, there are a number of ways you can head in store, either to Sydney or the Gold Coast. Also head to our Facebook page, V8 Online. Facebook.com/V8 Online. We will be running competitions for some seats into the event. I believe, Desi, you were one of our V8 Online entries for tonight. So there you go. You've been watching V8 Online live coverage of the Race Centre Race to Reality. I'm your host, Sebastian Murray Westberg, and tonight's winner was Andrew Lee after a great battle with Stuart Vaughan. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the Grand Am.